much work. Pretty much I'm getting paid for free, which is cool with me. So, hold up. Alright, now we business. Had to get a spoon real quick. Washington what? Washington D.C. or Washington State? Alright, let me check this real quick. Alright, that's cool. Alright, ready? Watch this. Alright, here we go. Alright, look. Oh, don't tell me they're not gonna let it play.
Hey guys, how's it going?
About
Today,
to say.
I'm going to show you my awesome new Wix website. It's got everything I love all in one place. Well, of course that means you too, Maddie. Let me show you guys how I did it. I'm going to get started by choosing one of these amazing templates. Let's just drag it right over here. Nice. So, I make videos, and I have hundreds of...
Word, shout out to my South Africans.
...new video gallery. Everything's synced to the YouTube channel. So, you can watch them all right here. Okay, let's change the text up a bit. Now, I want to add some photos. They'll all appear in amazing high resolution, which is super important because everything has to look professional. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, check. Perfection. Everything's got to look great on my phone. Phones. Okay, are you ready for the big reveal?
What the fuck?
Ta-da! I love it.
So, the reports about American giants from United States Army base in South Korea are just confirmed to be true thanks to this incredible footage obtained by Igor Krain. Military height is over 6 feet or almost 2 meters. If you install 4 feet or 1 meter tall HMG on Humvee roof or 50 caliber heavy machine gun like you are seeing here now, the total weight of vehicle...
Alright, fuck this nigga voice.
Or 50 caliber heavy machine gun like you are seeing here now.
But these cars are about, or Humvees are about 10 feet tall with the thing on top of it. Or maybe not, because the U.S. soldier, well, yeah, with that on top, it's like 10 feet tall. Let's say the average military soldier is about 6 feet tall. Look at this big ass nigga. So apparently this is in South Korea, where they got these soldiers being seen out in the open. It's maybe to intimidate the Koreans. Who knows? But that's a big dude, man. Straight up Nephilim.
HMG on Humvee roof or 50 caliber heavy machine gun like you are seeing here now. The total weight of vehicle would be almost 10 feet or over 3 meters. This soldier towering above the other soldiers and 10 feet high.
Now look, he's above the Humvee with the gun on the back. He's taller than that too.
The military intelligence insider said
you can see the shadow on the ground. It matches everything when you go back to him walking. So some folks may be like, well, it could be video edited, like the LeBron video where the nigga swallowed a mushroom, where it looked like he swallowed a mushroom and grew bigger and dunked on that nigga. But you can see the shadows and stuff. All right, now you should be able to see it. See? Look.
This soldier towering above the other soldiers and 10 feet high.
That's a really good editing job.
His height close to
if so.
4 meters tall, also making him real Nephilim giants. The military intelligence insider said this.
And you got to look up the super soldier programs. Just like the movie with Jean-Claude Van Damme, Super Soldier.
The height of North Korean soldiers only slightly above 5 feet or 1.5 meters. And the United States military intelligence is trying to scare them out of the battle with 12 feet or 4 meters tall giants. But this giant sight also makes them
ready? Hold up.
the battlefield.
Hang on a second. Ready? We'll go to the trailer real quick.
My name's Tom Stilauer, and you're probably wondering, what the heck are these arrows pointing to on my stomach? Well, if I can have the camera zoom in here, these are my stretch marks from when I was almost 300 pounds a few years ago. You see, most guys look at me and just think,
So,
Fuck
the
up,
rumors
nigga.
about American giants from United States Army base in South
This nigga, man, what
trust
the fuck?
Korea, I trust
There we go. What the fuck was that about? Alright, so remember predictive programming, they tend to showcase the things that they're doing or about to do within a like a 30 year time frame. You know what I mean? So the things they showing you, give or take, within the next year to 30 years will be a reality. And for all intents and purposes, I tend to think that it happens a bit quicker just because of the times that we're living in. So maybe not 30 years, it may be 10 years, 10 years or less. Okay? They got a shot clock they working with. But let's see what predictive programming for this has to offer.
In the future, technology will allow us to explore new worlds
Hold on.
and change the way we live like never before. In the future, technology will allow us to explore new worlds and change the way we live like never before. But there is one thing that will never change: who we are. He was programmed from birth to be part of the most invincible army in history.
Alright. Programmed from birth to be a part of the most whatever army in history. Now, before we get into like things like cloning and genetic engineering, remember it's all about the psychology as well. So not just about changing the body. So, you know, when he says stuff like that, I think about child soldiers, like, you know, whether they're from the Eastern Bloc of Europe or Africa or over here or whatever. But usually you hear about child soldiers from Eastern European countries, especially during the 90s, and kid soldiers from around them days. And, you know, with Africa, that's like a staple, child soldiers. But keep going, right? But when, oh, my fault. I meant to say that because when you look up guys like Max Spears, right? You look up guys like him, you can just, you can Google whistleblowers and Google super soldiers, right? So I guess we'll just click on that real quick. I know it's Wikipedia, but it is what it is. And you can look him up and watch him directly. What is this? Including that he had been altered as a child to become a super soldier. Altered as a child, and we know it's easier to make schizophrenics or multiple personality disorder having individuals, which assists in MK Ultra. So if you know anything about MK Ultra, splitting or fragmenting the mind into different sections or personalities is how they usually create these multiple dynamic having people. A motherfucker be a secret fucking agent and don't even know it. But he get a call and the secret word be like, bird shit. And then you gotta whisper it or some funny shit like that. And that nigga turns crazy, so like that. You be on the line, he get a random call on the payphone and be like, bird shit. You be like, oh snap. And he turned into an ill serial killer.
But like all scientific advancements,
they're practically manufactured using DNA profiles.
he was destined.
Alright, now you see they get to the point where they're able to genetically modify from the ground up. So modified babies. Let's show that this is possible. Modified babies. Are you ready to genetically modify babies? This is back in 2015 in an article, Fortune.com, right? Medical Daily. Excuse me. Gene editing for designer babies. Okay, you can just look it up. Designer babies. Okay, they putting the ideas out there in order to soften the moral and ethical implications, right?
To become obsolete.
More endurance, better hand-eye. It's a whole different standard. What do we do with him?
Waste disposal. His training had prepared him for anything. Except this. Now, on a remote planet, a community of outcasts faces extermination.
I want that planet secured by 0600.
Well, what about our position?
They will be officially classifiable as hostiles. Find weapons and prepare to fight.
You have to organize us.
For this soldier, it may be too late to feel human.
How do you know they'll be back?
Because they're soldiers like me.
But it's never too late to be a hero.
I'm going to kill them all.
Never realize how bad this movie probably is.
Kurt Russell. Soldier.
That trailer was terrible. Hold on. Wasn't Super Soldier a fucking the motherfucking Arnold Schwarzenegger movie? Hold on. Ah, there it is. It's called Universal Soldier. I'm tripping. Hang on a second. Universal Soldier.
In the future, technology will allow us to explore new worlds.
Oh, we just watched this, right?
And change the way we live like never before. But there is one thing that will never change. Who we are. He was programmed from birth to be part of the most invincible army in history. But like all scientific advancements,
They're practically manufactured using DNA profiles.
he was destined to become obsolete.
More endurance, better hand-eye. Better hand-eye. It's a whole different standard.
What do we do with him?
Waste disposal. His training had prepared him for anything. Except this.
Alright, here we go. See the training as a kid, desensitizing the kids towards violence. If you look up a guy named Donald, what name? Donald Marshall, right? And which is funny because he used to follow my Instagram page. So, I know these agents know who the fuck I am. I know that for sure. But he mentioned something about this process. So it's talking about, turning these kids into tools, pretty much, murdering machines. So you're getting a kind of a look at it. Hold up, the nigga's name is Todd? Hold up. Nigga name is Todd. Hold up. And that's funny, he's O positive, so that's his blood. O positive. My man Todd again. Look at this man Todd. Look at this man Todd. Yeah. War of the Six Cities. See, and then they use these different type of people. You got kid. This is exactly why the orphan industry is big for them to find people like this. People who don't have family members that love them, right? Whether the family members died and had to put them up for adoption, whatever the reason, right? This is one of the methods that they use to grab children like this and turn them into, you know, expendables, if you will. So then the CIA is then able to use people like this, because remember, they technically they're not a part of society. They're dead to society. They do not exist, right? John Doe or Jane Doe, okay? So that when they commit crimes, they end up looking like the lone terrorist, right? They say the whole story, right? Masquerade this guy around on the media, on their televisions, and then they let the guy out through the back door. The guy doesn't go to prison. We don't know what the fuck happens to any of these people. Like the white boy that shot up the school the other day. We don't know for all we know, it looks like he's getting arrested. Then he gets let out the back door, where no cameras are at. Second. Here's another one.
Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick bit about this giant Nephilim super soldier in our military. This is a follow-up video to the one I originally did. The first one I did wasn't that great. Trying to figure out this whole camera thing. I'm doing it all on my cell phone, so it was kind of not clear. But so we're going to try this again. But I also want to add a side note to this, is that I feel like this was actually staged. If anybody they possibly could have made this. Alright,
so essentially what she's going to show you, this is the same as the other guy that we've seen before, another giant soldier. You can see everybody around him. Let's say the average height of a soldier is in between 5'10" and 6'2", right? 6 feet tall, 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet. He's a little crouched down right now, but let's say he's 6 feet. This guy's all the way the fuck up here. They're all down here. He's all the way the fuck up here. By a good 2.5, 3 feet, 3.5 feet. Okay? Garage door. This is Advanced Auto Parts. Okay? Garage doors are usually like 10 feet tall. Okay? Maybe even 12 feet. This guy looks to be in between 8 to 10 feet tall.
They do this. I'm going to play.
And this happened during the riots in St. Louis. So matter of fact, Nephilim soldier in St. Louis. Let's see. Okay, well, I guess here it is.
Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick
Oh my God.
bit about this giant bit about this.
There we go. What the fuck?
The event is coming soon.
Proof of living giants? Huge Nephilim soldier caught on camera. Published 11/27, February 14th, 2017. This footage could be the best proof for living giants.
This is last year.
It's about 8 feet tall. An eyewitness reports. I live 2 blocks from this store and was out the night it was on fire. I think it started with the car, but what I do remember is I'm 6'4". I was approached by 5 soldiers and one of them was huge. Even for me, and like I just said, I'm 6'4" and he was about 8 at least. If I had to guess, what's crazy is I didn't think
So he's about 8 feet tall.
This guy is big. It wasn't until a little while later that night a different group of 3 soldiers approached us, and one of them was just as big as the first one. They were 2 different guys because I talked to both of them. THX for posting this video. I tried to tell a few family members and they all think I'm crazy, but this is going to show them. See additional video of proof from the article linked below in our description.
You got things like the Giant of Kandahar. So apparently there was a group of military soldiers that went into a cave system in Kandahar, Afghanistan, and they got their ass tore up by a giant. Nick came out butt naked and hairy with some rags on with a giant spear. And he killed about 3 of them. He killed about 3 of them niggas with one poke. And then they started shooting at this motherfucker, and he just got more angry. And I think he killed like 3 or 4 of them, and then he got killed. So y'all can look that up. All right, hang on. Let me see if I can find another one. But if you look it up,
So y'all
Nephilim giants, right? Hang on. I think this is one I originally seen.
remember the Ferguson?
So this happened during Ferguson, during the Mike Brown thing, right? They had Nephilim soldiers out there with Negroes. They had the Nephilim amongst us.
Riots, you know, the whole town getting practically set on fire and everything. Well, for a while now I've been wanting to make a video about super soldiers and giant soldiers. And I just recently dug up this footage from back then.
See, like, this is the type of shit you gotta archive.
I hadn't made a video or wasn't into making videos back then. However, I feel like they're incorporating these giant super soldiers into our military, our National Guard, to get people used to seeing them, dealing with them.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, I feel like they're inserting them into different parts of the military, different branches of the military, in small little groups and stuff, so that people can get acclimated to seeing these things around, to working with them, to just getting used to their enormous size, and soon it'll become the norm. It will be like no big thing. They won't be shocked by it. Okay, so what I'm going to start off with here is this footage from Ferguson, and you're going to see the military come up in the background, and I'm going to pause it, and we're going to talk about the soldiers in that
we out here, bro. We out here.
segment.
Now look, this is video footage. I don't know how niggas gonna say, oh man, it's Photoshop. Like, nigga. Six feet tall, 6 feet tall, 6 feet tall. Who is this nigga? Who the fuck is this big ass nigga?
Alright, this is the scene I want to talk to you guys about. Right here, they're trying to protect an advanced auto from getting set on fire. They're kind of surrounding it. There was a car up the driveway back here that was somebody was trying to set on fire, or they're trying to say the military was putting it on fire. I'm not sure, but there's some kind of controversy about that. I'm more concerned about the people in the picture itself. So, these are your average military guys. You know, they're poking around this car, checking it out. I don't know if they're starting a fire or what, but my concern is how tall they are. Okay, now to give you a perspective of what we're looking at here, I'm going to pull up a picture of this same exact parking lot. Advanced Auto. As you can see, it did get caught on fire. Somebody, caught it on fire. And this would be where these soldiers are standing in that shot. This car, however, is back here more in the video. So, but right where we're looking at, the perspective we're going to have on that video is like this. Of course, we're down further here in the perspective. But this is a photo of it, so you can get the ground level idea of what's going on in this picture. All right, back over to the video. Okay, so as you can see, here's the parking lot. Here's the pole. There's the pole.
Let me see. Auto parts. What is it called? AutoZone.
Right here, we're gonna. But I'm concerned about the drive. Guys, about right here, they're trying to protect an advanced auto from getting set on fire. They're kind of surrounding it. There was a car up the driveway back here that was somebody was trying to set on fire, or they're trying to say the military was putting it on fire. I'm not sure, but there's some kind of controversy about that.
So look,
I'm more concerned about the people in the picture itself. So these are
advanced auto parts,
guys.
And then let's see.
They're poking around this car, checking it out. I don't know if they're starting a fire or what, but my concern is how tall they are. Okay, now to give you a perspective of what we're looking at here, I'm going to pull up a picture of this same exact parking lot. Advanced Auto. As you can see, it did get caught on fire. Somebody, caught it on fire. And this would be where these soldiers are standing in that shot. This car, however, is back here more in the video. So, but right where we're looking at, the perspective we're going to have on that video is like this. Of course, we're down further here in the perspective.
Hold up, let me get to you on a second.
This is a photo of it, so you can get the ground level idea of what's going on in this picture.
Just trying to find y'all an actual picture of to show you how tall the garage is. But
we're looking at.
You can go drive past
We
them.
out here, bro.
Listen.
We stole some Rellos. He didn't deserve to lose his life, bro. But shit, we out here, bro. We out here.
Okay, we're all here. I want you to pay attention to these guys. Check it out. See how tall they all are? They're all average height. Average height. Maybe, 5'7", 5'11". All of them are pretty much the same height from the distance that they are between each other. And then you got this guy here, who's right next to this guy, who's 2-3 feet away from this guy. I showed you the parking lot. These guys are standing right here.
Right, that guy's easily 8 to 9 feet tall.
Up on this thing here, on the curb. All right, we're gonna click play again on this thing. Keep your eye on the big guy. All right, he turns around. His little buddy's standing right there. I'm gonna make this bigger.
Right, his little buddy is 6 feet tall. So how big is this nigga? How wide is this motherfucker? Look at this. Look at this. This dude is two of him in every way, almost in every way. This is crazy.
his friend, and him are right there together. Even if this guy was back 20 feet from him, look at the size of this guy.
Yeah, the NBA got 7-footers. Them niggas, you think them niggas is normal people? Them niggas is not normal, G. This nigga is 8 to 9 feet tall. When you see a nigga in the NBA 8 to 9 feet tall?
Look at the size of this guy. Look at the size of his friends over here. All right, guys. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I just wanted to point that out to you guys and get your perspective on it because I am seeing a giant...
What do crisis actors have to do with anything I'm talking about? I don't know. You niggas making up your own shit in the comment section.
Soldier. That's what I'm seeing. I showed this to my husband numerous times and a bunch of other friends of mine, and they just can't get over the fact of how big this guy is.
Nigga, the nigga helmet, nigga's head, nigga fit his helmet on his shoulders. Nigga, like
he's abnormally big. He's not just tall. He's not just tall. He's abnormally large with his head. His head. Look at his head compared to this guy's head. It's massive.
Right.
And then he stops. And you can see his gear, his helmet. You can fit 2 of this guy's heads probably in this helmet right here. He's dwarfing this guy. This guy's lucky if he comes up to his elbow. I don't know, guys. You tell me. I have a few other things I wanted to show you real quick with some soldiers that may just be, really tall soldiers, or they might be,
matter of fact, let me...
giant soldiers. But I'm going to have to go back.
Let me...
see if I can find that video.
Save this, because I don't think I archived it.
Now on Broadway.
Let me see. Hang on.
Award-winning creators of Ragtime. A brand new...
No, we did that already. Nephilim in military. Nephilim in the military. So we seen this cat. We seen this one for sure. And that's even clearer than this one over here. But you can see they're pretty much very similar in height. What is this? I'm trying not to... Warns war with Nephilim high. Is this? Oh, this is the one I already showed you guys, I think. But this is the military guy, right? Talking about war with the Nephilim. Yah's underground monster army.
If the world of 1916 was complex, or the world of 1945 was complex, the world of 2016 is intensely complex. And I can tell you that from personal experience, and I know there's many others who can tell you that as well. And you will graduate and be in that world. And you're going to be leading the soldiers and the sailors, the airmen and the Marines in that world. You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men.
With what?
You're going to be dealing with You'll be dealing with terrorists. You'll be dealing with hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders and local leaders. You'll be dealing with politics and economics. And you'll be dealing with direct fire and indirect fire. And you're going to be dealing with it all. And it's all going to be dealt with simultaneously.
All at one time.
For that, you're going to have to be ready. Hybrid armies. You'll be dealing with little green men. You're going to be dealing with tribes. You'll be dealing with national leaders.
All right, now